We flew into Quito 2 nights early to tour the city before our cruise. Quito is the highest capital at 9,350 feet. We experienced altitude sickness, getting a little out of breath that morning. We visited the equator, where conflicting gravitational forces from the hemisphere cause a pull in different directions, making it difficult to maintain balance with your eyes closed. City center with the president's residence and an ornate church covered with 7 tons of plastered gold. For those sailing on the Flora, Celebrity charters a flight to Baltra in the Galapagos. Each couple got their own row. From there, we take a Zodiac to the Flora, with a little deviation to see our first blue-footed boobies. The Flora never docks, so we always arrived this way by Zodiac.
Welcome to our room.
That's a view. That's so nice.
Show them the view from the window.
This is our virtual balcony, so this is the balcony area. Do you want to show how you go it? This was such a blessing because we had actually booked an older ship and the cheapest tiny room with a little window, but Celebrity canceled that ship and upgraded us for free to this nice new ship. Nice. Thank you, operator.
You are welcome. Am I a smooth operator?
You are. So smooth. All the cabins on the floor are suites. We loved the spacious room and bathroom. There's the hot tub, and there was a mini pool. You could have lunch outside at the Ocean Grill or dine by candlelight in the evening. Each night we met in the Discovery Lounge to hear about the next day's excursion options. Then we signed up for the one we wanted and went to dinner. The Galapagos is a protected national park and a UNESCO site. Only 4 of the 13 islands are inhabited. We had 11 stops in 7 different islands. This is where Charles Darwin spent most of his time and formed his theory of evolution, as many of these animals are endemic.
That means they ain't found anywhere else.
It was so exciting on our first stop that we saw Sally Lightfoot crabs, marine iguanas, a sea lion nursing her pup, while a Galapagos hawk watched them.
Of course, the interesting thing that they said about the hawk was it was probably waiting to eat the afterbirth. Tastes like chicken.
All visitors to the Galapagos must be accompanied by a certified naturalist guide, so we were in groups of 12 or less. There's something cute and interesting about these Sally Lightfoot crabs. Playing in this beautiful grotto are Galapagos fur seals. They were cute. Of course, he's cute too. The yellow-crowned night heron. We saw lots of sea lions. This Galapagos dove is endemic. And a land iguana. After our guided walk on the black rock shore of Santiago, we hit the water to snorkel on our own. This is a Mexican hogfish, hieroglyphic hawkfish, starry grouper, and another guy hiding there. That is a blenny, I think, and then a parrotfish. Back on the Flora for lunch. Here's a gift shop. And then while we were out on deck, we saw this huge pod of dolphins.
Wow. I've never seen such a...
We'd visit 2 ports a day with a ship moving during lunch. Even from our room, we saw rays and sharks. Our afternoon excursion was a long walk on Rabida, known for its red sand. We saw a flock of pink flamingos resting across this pool. There are few large predators in the Galapagos, so the animals have little fear, and we were able to get close to them.
We styling. Function over fashion for this one.
Darwin observed that beak shape varies among finch species. I just think that guy's cute. He's obviously been in a cactus flower. After the walk, we opted to snorkel. One day we hit 2 islands, taking 2 walking tours, and went beach snorkeling twice. This is not a relaxing cruise. A puffer fish and an angelfish. And then we got so excited when these 2 sea lions swam right past us. For our dinner tonight, we booked the romantic candlelit dinner out at the Ocean Grill so we could look at the stars and each other. The stargazing on Deck 8 forward was breathtaking. We always had great food in the dining room. This morning's tour was only by Tinder. Ryan is waving. We were so excited to see penguins, Galapagos penguins. They are endemic to Galapagos and the only penguin found north of the equator. They're one of the smallest penguins in the world. We saw several animals from our tender ride through Elizabeth Bay, like this heron and sea lion on a log.
The flightless cormorant is only found in the Galapagos. Here you can see him drying his wings.
Today we had our first advanced deep water snorkel. That just means we entered the water from the Zodiac instead of from the beach. Celebrity provides wetsuits for us to wear. That was nice. That's a porcupine fish. We had poor visibility in spots. It was rough in this area, as you can see by the moving bubbles with this sea turtle. This is a harlequin wrasse, or Galapagos hogfish. And a penguin darted by. So glad Ryan caught that on camera. And this marine iguana swimming. Our afternoon excursion at Tagus Cove was walking up the hill for this view of Darwin Lake. Then we had a tender ride along the coast and saw the penguin and blue-footed boobies. The bartender created a themed drink named in honor of the blue-footed booby. We had a few nights of fiery red sunsets. You can see this area of Santiago was once covered with flowing lava. Not much to see except this view of Bartolome Island in the background and little cactus. The eruption was in the early 1900s. Celebrity each gave us these backpacks and a water bottle and sunscreen and lip balm. Tim and Jane with us on the Zodiac ride after the lava walk.
Oh, there you go. Action shot. He's painting.
The boobies did a lot of painting in this area. We're actually still on our Zodiac tender ride and just stuck the GoPro under the water. Great visibility here. And this is the nice ambiance we have when we get back on the ship after our excursion. Music, someone offering us drinks, snacks. After lunch, we went out on another deep water snorkel. Now we were in the ocean with this white-tipped reef shark, and my husband will swim after the predator to get a good shot. There's a triggerfish, which we scared away, and a pufferfish. I think we saw a sea lion every stop. They're pretty cute in the water. Did you know Ryan spoke sea lion? What was so nice about the service on the Flora, when we get back to the ship after a snorkeling excursion, the hotel director normally greeted us with a warm towel and put it on our necks.
Houston, we have a problem. Our landing site seems to be inhabited by a strange life form.
And the crabs.
It was nice that we had a dry landing here. Some spots we enter into the water and have to wade through to the beach. Yeah, that bark with those teeth can be a little scary, but it sure is funny to watch them scuttle away. Now to climb the 368 steps in this barren moon-like volcanic landscape, but it gave us a different view of Pinnacle Rock from what we saw that morning on the lava field. This was the location that part of the movie Master and Commander was filmed. After dinner, it was a fun karaoke night, and Tim is entertaining like Ryan, but magnified. I think our waiter wins for the best dance moves.
Now throw your hands up in the air.
But in my book, the karaoke winner is Ryan.
Coming into my life. Thought, ooh, I need you.
This was a beautiful white sand beach and a large nesting area for the Pacific green sea turtle. Sadly, only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings will survive. Here's their nest. Ooh, and I caught a blue-footed booby diving in.
Right?
Marine. Giant claws.
The head is tilting.
Shaking.
It's coming right for you, Tim. Challenge
Is
accepted.
it because we're too close? That's why it is challenging you?
After our beach walk, we went snorkeling. I think I was fixing my mask and then just turned around and here was a sea turtle right by me. It's kind of hard to watch this video now and see how close Ryan got to the shark. The black triggerfish with its iridescent stripe is one of my favorites, but there are cases of them biting divers. It's a pretty eagle ray. Back on the floor after lunch, we circumnavigated Daphne Major. So cool, another shark and sea lion. Celebrity gave presentations after lunch. We went to the one on sea life and skipped the one on geology and Darwin. It's hard enough to stay awake for the next excursion. There's a few parrotfish hitching a ride with all these surgeonfish. This is a Mexican hogfish, and sadly, this is our last snorkeling excursion. Then we had a walk on North Seymour. We had seen the red frigate birds all week flying around, but we finally got to see them on land. With their big red pouch that they use to attract a mate. Feed me, mommy. Female frigates have a white chest.
Mama. For example, now we have this is pretty much a juvenile. Okay, it's gonna have like pretty much.
Poor baby got separated from his mom.
Pretty young. What they do it is that they.
It was pretty cool to see a swallow-tailed gull with its egg. I think its eye is cool too with the red circle.
Thank you very much for Mr. and Mrs. Lane for inviting.
We enjoyed hanging out with this nice family we met from Houston. Turned out they booked the big suite and they invited us to a cocktail party in their cabin with all the staff and they even set up a bar.
Of course, Javier's mixology class. Jeff, would you like to explain like a little bit of...
No, I want to.
The service and all the food this week was amazing. We watched another beautiful sunset from their balcony. San Cristobal is one of the inhabited islands. We visited the interpretation center and walked around town. We were back on the floor for lunch with an Asian-themed buffet. Yay, sushi! I snuck away from lunch to grab these shots of Kilt Rock.
Even though you might think it is a sea lion, it's actually my naked body after all the buffet.
Thankfully, all the hikes kept us active. Check out my blue feet. Oh, kissy kissy. Raise the wings and look up to the sky. We were so excited to see the blue-footed booby mating dance. And then we finally saw the red-footed booby. And a fluffy chick. Oh my goodness, such a nice looking couple. And them too, even with the hat and windblown hair. With most days being 2 walks and 2 snorkeling excursions, we pretty much crashed after dinner. I love the hike through this canyon though in Punta Pit. We were welcomed back on the floor with a red-footed booby drink and another beautiful sunset. We did stay up a little bit after dinner for the silent disco. We have colored headphones, each playing a different song. You're hearing the music because Tim held up the phone to his headphones as he recorded. You gotta love Tim's laugh. No options this morning. We all went to the inhabited part of Santa Cruz Island to the giant tortoise breeding center. Look at the hatchlings and the big guys. Some of them were 60 plus years old.
So saddleback means Galapagos. You still fighting?
He's running.
He's more bullying than normal.
We had a little free time for shopping in town, and then they took us to the forest to plant some trees. They equipped us with boots, a little sapling, and a shovel, and we put the sapling in pre-dug holes. Pretty simple. Then Celebrity took us to the Highlands for lunch and a cultural show at El Manzanillo. We saw more Galapagos tortoises around the property, eating in the rain. Our last night on the cruise, we showed appreciation to our wonderful wait staff.
Every single day, man. Making sure we have everything that we need. There's no Wi-Fi in the Galapagos nature, but you will definitely get a better connection.
Good.
At the beginning of the trip, when my luggage was 2 days late, these sweet ladies offered me some of their clothes. This cruise was a beautiful adventure. We loved being up close to the animals, seeing God's creative hand. We loved the ship, the delicious food, and the friendly staff, and we loved making new friends.